Complicity. Involvement in a crime together with other people, association or participation in a criminal act as an accomplice. Under the Model Penal Code, a person can be an accomplice as a result of either that person's own conduct, yes, or the conduct of another, such as an innocent agent, for which that person is legally accountable. Model Penal Code 2.06. Yes. See accomplice, innocent agent, under agent, involvement in or knowledge of a situation, yes, that is morally wrong or entails dishonesty. Ooh. Now, let's say that you're working in the Seattle Police Department. Yeah. And you're going to give me some excuse that the Army told you to not intervene. Yeah. For every time that any oath badger attorney, yes, blames the Army, you're going to get sued as an accomplice, yes, to the war crime of being Nazis. Now, let's look again exactly what was happening during that time. Secret arrest. Ooch, it's a secret because the county only knows, yes, that they made up some bogus crime, yes, where I wasn't there, yes, and then the indefinite detention of 27 days in jail. Mm-mm. See, this conspiracy where you were sending all the court notices to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road, yes, and Mike Van Proyen is a Nazi. Pooh. And you said, well, we have to take Mike's side because he's a well-established, respected member of the community. Mm-mm. And I said, well, that's not a picture of Marilyn Van Proyen. Now your accomplice is Seattle Police Department. Yes. And I'll sue every officer. Yes. I'll call you to the stand in a war crime. Yes. And you can explain why you didn't do anything. Now, accomplices. I gave you the documentation of forgery. Yes. I gave you the documentation that my 5 sons are in the wrong grades. Yes. And nobody wants to enforce my custody rights because they don't see any problem with me not getting any of the actual documentation of the dissolution of marriage. Now, as the litigant, it makes it difficult to get any sort of legal representation without the actual documentation of court hearings. Now, under Hitler, completely unrestrained and irresponsible. See, these police officers at that time, yes, yes, yes. As much as you dislike me, you have no idea how much this nation's going to hate me. I'm going to you don't know how much this nation is going to. You know, I spent the last 3 years and 10 months, yes, emailing those outside of the county, yes, about the secret. The secret of the Nazis that live in Clallam County. Yes. But Sheriff Bill Benedict, yes, talked to Sheriff Stanko, yes, and they decided to do it again. And then I went to 16 months of court hearings, yes, without anybody in the Port Angeles Police Department admitting the evidence that I was in Port Angeles, yes. And they did get emails from me documenting kidnapping, forgery, fraud, and conspiracy. And nobody wanted to, no one would enforce hate crimes. That's right, Jack. Matthew Shepard. Now, I know I'm heterosexual, somewhat masculine in my heterosexuality, enjoying the eroticism of women that want to volunteer. Yes. But the sexuality of Matthew Shepard had nothing to do with it. It was some bigoted individuals at that time that decided to kill him. Yes. And if I think about the number of times that you've attempted to kill me, ooch, I'm definitely fitting the description of the Matthew Shepard. I'm the heterosexual version of the homosexual. Yes. Now, that Matthew Shepard law, yes, mandatory 10 years in prison for hate crimes, yes, very similar to what Hitler was doing during his time, using his completely unrestrained and an irresponsible police department. There's 7 million individuals going to go to prison because of what you're doing. Yes. And I'm suing the Seattle Police Department as being accomplices to, yes, forgery, fraud, hate crimes. That's right, mandatory 10 years. And then conspiracy, pooch, obstruction of justice, oh, misprisons of treason, yes, sedition, insurrection. That's right. You all just go to prison right now. Now, I emailed about 3,000 emails today. Yes. And for some reason, nobody believes what the definition of secret arrest is. Yes. Secret arrest. It's the arrest of an individual where no one knows. Yes. Now, as a homeless man, oh, no one knows. Yes. I could be put in jail. You could say I was crazy. Right. You could have me admitted to a mental institution. Right. They could dope me up for the next 6 to 12 months. Yes. And then my mother could show up saying, well, I'm the one that has to take care of him. Ooch, Joel's Law. Now, indefinite detention. Oh, without charges. Now, I was charged with violating the restraint provisions of the protection order. That's right. And you used a traffic citation to do that. Yes. But there was no written description of exactly what took place. There were no pictures, no witnesses. There was no signature of the petitioner. No, there was nothing actually documenting the charges against me. Now that looks like without charges.